Hello everyone, this is the SCS Kaplan pilot. Once, quite a long time ago, I bought the EL-2 attack aircraft game and actively flew as part of the SCS Stupid Clown Squad. Many years have passed since then, and a lot has changed, but to the topic of flight simulators I come back periodically. My main games are EL-2 Battle for Stalingrad. I like DS very much. Little by little I master Elite Dangerous. Well, I am waiting for the release of Flight Sim from Microsoft. My favorite craft are pistons, and who in the world are these twin-engined engines that I can use as a stormtrooper? I am calm about jet aircraft. I mainly use early whistles or devices of the 60s. For all the time I changed a sufficient number of joysticks, and the most pleasant impressions remain from the bundle of the engine control stick from X45 and the Trustmaster T16000 aircraft control stick. This is my table, the very table at which I work every day. The requirement is that on this not the largest surface, everything can be fixed and conveniently used and quickly cleaned. I do not need a full cockpit and aviation seat. I need a twist stick and throttle bar. Pedals will come later. I decided to install a set of top-end control, to seriously and for a long time. The selection, if we discard completely already exotic options, revolves around a couple of manufacturers, namely VKB and Virpil Controls. I have great respect for VKB, the real firstborns of serious management of aviation sims, but it was Virpil Controls that attracted my attention with its consumer properties. Yes, you can talk a lot about the pros and cons of this or that decision, but at the moment, here and now, for comparable money, Virpil Controls gives more maneuver. Yes, all devices must be reliable and accurate, convenient and versatile, and there are many more points where Virpil and VKB will have parity. But VKB has no engine control knob, no twist, it needs to be ordered additionally, there are practically no accessories and very long delivery times. Virpil Controls have their own problems, not the most convenient and user-friendly software, almost completely absent from the Russian-speaking community. As a result, after 30 days of waiting for an order, a set from Virpil Controls settled on my desk. Joystick Constellation Alpha, still considered a novelty. 2nd generation MongoosT-50 2nd generation engine control panel. I'm used to placing the joystick on the right side of the table, keeping my elbow on the arm of the office chair, but thanks to the recess in the table and the branded bracket, you can realize the classic position of the control handle. The kit included sets of cabs and springs to implement different loading of the joystick, additional screws for the mounting bracket, but what was missing was a pair of hexagons. I share my personal impressions of the convenience of working with this kit. As an example, the dimension of the grip of my palm, maybe this will help to understand if the Alpha will be comfortable in the hand. Let's run a little over the engine control panel. The device is one piece, iron, reliable, it weighs almost 2.5 kilograms. I dealt with the first generation engine control panel, the new one is smaller, of course, a more developed system for selecting modes, with programmable backlighting and just a completely throttle grip, a huge number of absolutely convenient buttons, minuscules and hot switches, under almost every finger. It allows you without removing your hand superbly control all sorts of parameters of your device. The engine handle is very well thought out. The hand lies comfortably, does not get tired, every control is within reach. Excellent quality plastic, pleasant to the touch. As the manufacturers desire to saturate the panel with a couple of switches, I suppose such a strange arrangement of the T1 and T2 toggle switches under the handle, it is impossible to reach them in the usual way, without removing the palm from the throttle handle, or actively working with it. I would also like to feel very smooth again, well matched by the effort, the movement of the gas sector intermediate steps, which would inform about 50, 75, 90% of the gas. Overall, the throttle is just great. Joystick base and mounting bracket. The base also underwent modernization and a lot has been written about it. Assembled with a bracket, this is a rather monumental structure that can beat off a leg. There is no doubt about its reliability. My last joystick T16000 weighed probably 1/10 the mass of this monster. A very soft but thick anther with a good profile is located around the stem. And the plugs protect 2 screws. With a slotted screwdriver you can finally adjust the loading of the handle to a certain extent. It turns out very well. The manufacturer offers a universal system for attaching the joystick to the end of the table. It is convenient and reliable, But YouTube is full of videos as pilots made simpler and cheaper implementations, which are on the handles from Virpil, than on devices from VKB. When I work, I place my right hand on the armrest of the office chairs, unloading the force on the wrists and hands. In general, I get a comfortable under-chair control system for myself without a heap of excess iron. I consider the small angle of alpha deflection from the initial axis to be unimportant. Perhaps more hardcore pilots will disagree with me. Now comes the fun part. The control stick of the aircraft Constellation ALFA from Virpil. Still a novelty. I got the number 626. ALFA is a universal joystick for piston and jet aircraft and spacecraft. The device weighs a little over 500 grams. Made very solidly, and holistically, ergonomics at a height. In addition to a scattering of buttons, it has a Ministec and 3 HUD switches. The active mouse wheel located on the ALFA adds special ease of use. The wrist rest is adjustable in wide preckles and I can comfortably position my palm and confidently fix the handle, without unnecessary tremors and fatigue. The handle is fixed on the base with a metal union ring. The twist that can be turned off by the screw is very precise and predictable and does not cause uncomfortable sensations. When it is necessary, for example, to dive or climb the plane, the device turns wherever you want. ALFA now has reliable metal brake and main fire triggers. The device is easy to attach. The hand falls like a glove, all the buttons of the first and second tasks are in their places, their location is thought out. Easy to reach with your thumb. Actuations are clear, audible, efforts are average, tactile sensations are correct. The scroll wheel is great. The only question is the long stroke of the mini compand, in my opinion, an excessive force on it when pressed. The efforts of the medium factory springs and cabs are enough for me to work accurately, but in the future it will be necessary to check the Cosmo without a clear center. The grip is gripped tightly, the hand is comfortable, there are no bends in the wrist leading to premature fatigue. The triggering of the folding trigger is soft and clear, audible. The last triggering of the fire from all barrels mode is clear and effortless. The chagrin was caused by the location of the button under the little finger. It is almost impossible to reach it with my hand and its concave shape does not allow pressing the end. Excessive efforts are needed leading to the joystick moving from the neutral position. For me, this button is not working. To summarize, with the exception of the listed shortcomings, which can be attributed to the taste of a particular pilot Kaplan, Constellation ALFA, coupled with MongoosT Throttle 2nd generation, is an excellent simmer kit, which now has no analogs on the market. In terms of equipment and breadth of applications, it combines accuracy, convenience and high-quality implementation, at least until a similar kit comes out from the closest competitors. Competition will flare up again in the relative future, I believe, with manufacturers announcing additional keypads, shared pitch sticks for helicopter sims, and other surprises. Good flights everyone.